So I'll share that I'm holding this kind of two different concepts that help me to navigate this journey. And one of the concepts, I called it the rules of the game. And basically it says there is a game. Every game have rules and principles. If you don't understand the rules and the principles of the game, don't be surprised that you don't enjoy playing the game. The game is life. The rules and the principles are concepts that defines the way life works. And when I'm saying that define it, it means that it always will be like this. It's not 90%. It's not maybe. It's not different if you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or Buddhist. It's not different if you're black or white, or you're a woman or a man. These concepts will work always. It's like the absolute rules of reality. Now, when I'm saying this, I know that it can be a little bit triggering to say this. Like now, me sitting here, I'm telling you that I know the rules and how everything works, and this is the only way it works. That's not my point. My point that I believe that there are certain things that this concept applies to them, and if we'll understand those things, it will help me to improve the quality of life. Meaning that if I believe that the rule is like this, but actually it's like this, so when I will live life, I will have conflicts. Those conflicts is the points where I don't enjoy the game, meaning I'm suffering in the game. And improving quality of life is essentially pointing to let go of suffering, to be outside of the realm of suffering. Whatever at the moment the word suffering means to you, because we can even ask what is suffering. Yeah? And when I give this example, so one good example that I can give is this concept. You see, it's always working. This thing, they call it gravity. It's always working. And every time it works the same. And if you think about it, it sounds okay, it's pretty ridiculous. You don't think that there is a life outside of gravity. So you don't try to, like if you would believe that gravity does not exist, you will break things, you will fall down, you will hurt yourself. But because you're so much believing in this concept, so you don't have a fight with this concept. And when did you learn about this concept? When you were 1 year old, when you were trying to school, you already started to study about gravity. It took you about 2.5, 3 years to be a good gravity student. Then you can walk and run, and you don't fall every time you try to stand up. And so this is one of the rules of this life that we're having. Yeah? And I don't think that someone will think I'm crazy when I'm saying this is always working. And so the first point is there are things that are always working, such as gravity. And what I'm claiming, there is more than that. There is other things. I'll give one concept that maybe can help us to understand it on more mental, spiritual level, is the concept of impermanence. The concept of impermanence basically says something very simple. The only constant thing in this reality is the change. Meaning that things are always in a state of change, if it's mental concepts, emotional concepts, or physical concepts. And so if I developed an attachment to these glasses, yeah, oh, I really love them, they're so beautiful, this is my glasses, don't touch my glasses, I really like them, and I hold them very strong, yeah, if at some point a change will happen, meaning that this will be taken away from me, now I have wounds, because I had an attachment and this thing was taken away from me, and now I have what we call attachment wounds. Because when things are changing, I have wounds related to them. And so these attachment wounds are a big part of our suffering, but even that we understand that things are changing all the time, we still have wounds from things that are changing. You see, it's a little bit irrational. If I know that things will change, why do I get hurt when they get changed? And so sometimes this understanding of those rules can help us to navigate life, because things are changing. Other people's life will change, our relations to other people. My friend is changing and is not interesting for me anymore. Even more difficult, I'm changing and I don't want to hear all the conversations that I used to be very comfortable taking part of them. So My social circles are not working for me anymore because I'm going through a change. I don't like to get negative information all the time through my head, and so I don't want to hear news in the media anymore. And but everywhere I go, everybody is listening to news. And so now I have problem going to meet people. And so and I want to meet these people. And okay, you see how many challenges we can have in life just because everything is changing all the time, and we don't know how to handle the change, how to accept the changes, how to learn from the changes. So this is a concept for a spiritual mental idea that is part of the rules of the game, and we can use it to understand life. I will say in this point that we can use this concept in two ways. One, philosophically, we can talk about the rules of the game, or the other way is, what are you suffering from? And then when you say, what is your challenge, we can see what kind of rules that you don't apply that can help you to navigate this challenge and to help you to understand why it's difficult for you to sit next to your friends now that it always was very easy, but now is challenging, let's say. So this can be a therapeutic modality and also a philosophical discussion, these two sides. To close it with one last example, which I think can be interesting, is the question, is justice right and wrong? Yeah, justice, the court system, let's say, the justice, the laws of the country, so are part of the rules of the game. And when you think about it, you can see that justice is not part of the rules of the game. It's a perspective. Maybe for one person, I believe this is right, the rest believe it's wrong. Or I'm part of a country and there is rules in this country, and some people don't follow the rules. So if they don't follow the rules, it means it's not the rules of the game, it's the rules of the country. Okay, so why understanding this is important? Because let's say you are a justice warrior, you're fighting for justice. Now, being a justice warrior, you can very easily see how you can have a lot of suffering because of that. You can have anger about other people, you can have disappointment, you develop a lot of expectations from the world that are not being met because not everybody follow the same type of justice that you follow, and so on and so on and so on. So following justice means that we'll bring with him, with this concept, some level of suffering. Okay, at this point I will say that I'm not against justice. I understand for an organization to operate, a country, we develop rules and things like this. So it's not me being an anarchist now, but me being a justice warrior and not being aware to that, and then complain that I'm not sleeping good at night, and then thinking I need to go to a doctor to take anti-anxiety pills. You see, this path can lead us to a very desperate lifestyle. I'm not saying that I should give up on my truth or what I believe is right and wrong. I'm just saying it's the way I'm relating to it can change. And then when someone is not following the same rules that I'm following, maybe I can understand he's just a different human being. And maybe I can find different ways to deal with this. So understanding the rules of the game can help me play the game again if my intention is improving quality of life. If your intention is not related to improving quality of life, so you might not find the rules of the game helpful because they might tell you to do things that are not aligned with what you want. So the purpose is improving quality of life.